Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's a Sunday night. It's already February, and crypto got crushed today. I think everybody had a better day than crypto did, and I have a feeling the market's going to get hammered tomorrow, too, with this whole tariff thing. So we'll go through and look at it. I know things are down in the after hours or pre-market or whatever, overnight hours, whatever you call it, and we'll take a look and see if we can find it. I already know it's going to be popping up. I put them on the list, and we'll go through a couple different sectors that are looking good. And so we'll see what's going to be happening tomorrow. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Yeah, crypto got rocked today, and let's see if it is bottomed out today and then get bouncing back up. It definitely made a nice spike down. I mean, Bitcoin's at like what 93,000 right now, I believe. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, 93,000. So last time I refreshed the Coin Gecko, it was at 99,000. It just said, and I just refreshed it and it said 93. So that's a nice little drop off from the other day. That is for sure. So let's get cruising and see what's going on. Let's look at. Actually, I didn't even put what was it? GCTK. I meant to write it down there. I'll just look at it real quick and see what it's up to Friday because they did. What did they do? Have like an offering reverse split. That's what it was. So we'll look for it and see when it sets up for this reverse split. I'm not exactly sure what day it goes on the reverse split. I'll look real quick. It's a 1 for 20 and Tuesday, February 4th. So on opening on February 4th on Tuesday. It'll split up, so we'll look at GCTK for that split, and we'll keep an eye on it on Tuesday. BHAT, this one actually after three offerings and a delisting notice was looking much better on Friday. It did try to bounce up a little bit there, and let's take a look at it. What I do, just X out of my trend spider, didn't I? Hold on 1 second. Give me a quick second here and let me launch that bad boy. Here we go. And here we are. B hat. Whoop. All right. Let me get there we go. Now we can get there. B hat, yeah, it did curl up 4 to 6. It closed at 6. It looked pretty strong. The only thing is we have no idea how anything's going to open tomorrow, including these penny stocks. And this is going to be a wild one with these tariffs. But again, these China ones, maybe they'll try. I don't know. They might get crushed too with the China tariffs and everything else. So we're just going to have to play it by ear. And I'll just tell you what they closed like on Friday. We'll see what they look like. But B-Hat was looking pretty good on Friday. So we'll see what it opens up like. So we'll keep an eye on it, obviously. We've been watching it for a while now. And it finally looks good. And then you see this stuff start to happen. So we'll see if it can get moving. And that Rhyme was trying to move on Friday as well. We've been talking about it. It did curl up. We'll see if it can cross through that MACD. It probably would have, but who knows about tomorrow. So it was looking really good. It was getting right into it, crossing up in there, and it opened at 3. It got down to 2, but it closed at that 3 cents and did look good. RIME. So I'd keep an eye on that. And again, there's just going to be, we're going to look at them first thing in the morning at 7 a.m. to see how things are opening up. But I have a feeling things are going to be getting crushed down there. So it could be a good put day for tomorrow. TRNR, this was pulling back a little bit. It did have that big, nice dip down to the bottom, that interactive strength on Friday, and kind of looked like it was going to bottom out there and want to move. So we'll have to see because that's an interesting look. I'll definitely see what that's doing there, TRNR. Because, like I said, an interesting look as it pulled back Friday, and then you had all this craziness go on over the weekend. So we'll definitely take a look at that. And this PW is looking real good, and that's a real estate one. And again, we're going to take a look at these guys at the end. The real estate, I have a bunch of them on. They all start with the letter A for whatever reason. I have no. Oh wait, there's 14 things I just went through. That was my fault. Then I didn't even realize when I was going on my phone, I didn't even see that there was 14. It only looked like there was one page. There's 14 paid. We'll go through some random ones and we won't do all the A's. I was like, how do they all start with the letter A? This is crazy. That makes a lot of sense. Duh. That's because I wasn't on my computer when I was doing it. I didn't even notice. That's hilarious. That's pretty funny. So yeah, we'll go through the realty companies. There's 14 pages, so I'll pick them out. But that's all what that list of A's are, and they are starting to look really good, including this PW, which is a real estate one. And I was even thinking, I'm like, how are they all A? And I noticed there's a couple that start with different letters. I just don't see them. That makes a lot of sense. Oh well, what am I? Not with it completely, huh? So anyway, PW definitely looking good. We'll go through them real estate ones at the end and keep your eye on that because that is setting up. And again, that's a sector that we're going to be wanting to look at because for some reason they look good, and we'll see why. PSQH. Oh, PSQH. Oh, if I could type it in, it would be nice. Holy cow. Here we go. PSQ Holdings right here. It was up a penny. It's right in that channel on the 50, and that 20 was coming down on it. Let me just take a look and see what it did in the after hours. Yeah, it probably will stay in that channel. It was trying to curl up a little bit, 394 to 415. It closed at 395. I would watch it to get up to this 421 area and then come back down to where it was at like 395 and stay in there. And it should stay in there tomorrow. It'd be really good for it if it does, especially like I said, tomorrow looks like it's going to be a pretty brutal day, guys. So we'll see what happens with these things. Hopefully, the ones that are looking strong and staying in the channel can stay in there, and that'll be good for them. I only think it'll be like maybe a day or so really sell off because it's an overreaction from the weekend, and that's why crypto got hammered. But it is going to be wild first thing in the morning tomorrow. You know that. So let's look at OCGN. It was pulling back a little bit on Friday. It did cross through. It's just a little bit flat right there. It went 77 to 78, came back down to 72. And again, it's touching that MACD. I could see it trying to pull back now. It was trying to set up, but I could see tomorrow it would pull back if it's a real crazy rough day for everything. So we'll watch that one. VERU. This one just recently ran up. What day was that? I forget what day it was. January 14th, and it was up to, let me see, $1.42, and right now it's at 55 cents. It went from the top all the way down, not to the very bottom, but it came down to its support line down there, VERU. And let's take a look because it was trying to get set up. I don't think it's completely ready. It went 58 to 60. It closed at 56. We'll look at it tomorrow. And again, it is right on that line right there, but I'm just not sure it's ready yet. And it probably is going to stay down there at this on the support line down in this area, like 55 cents maybe for a few days here while the dust settles, and then we'll watch that one get set up. So that's VERU. So keep an eye on that one. And CHSN, this was I forget what it was even called. We were Chanson International. We had looked at this on the laptop travel list, and it had run up, and then it took a huge dip on January 23rd, and now it should really be on that list, huh? It's back in the basement right there, CHSN, and it is down there for sure. So we'll have to see what's going on. Let me take a quick look at it and see. It was down there 50 cents. And like I said, it had run up not long ago. CHSN, let me take a look. It is going to try to curl 55 to 58. It closed at 51. And yeah, it's not looking perfect yet, but it will get set up. And like I said, it did have a huge dip right here on January 23rd. It went from like $6.30 down to the 80s, 80 cents, and now it's at 53. So it is looking pretty decent down here to get set up. It's a China restaurant one. We'll have to take a look at it and see what's going on with that thing right there, and we'll see what's happening. So we will definitely take a look at CHSN in the morning. I want to see that one because it looks like it might be trying to set up right there. So I'll look at that. And this ZAPP, we were looking at it the other day. We were thinking it was going to try to do something, and it did run up there on what was the 30th? I forget what day. Thursday. It wasn't Friday. It was Thursday, and it ran up real good. Then it pulled back Friday, and I think it's going to have a little bit of pullback right here. And we had it right on our list when it was getting ready to run up there. So we were looking at it that night. What was it? Wednesday night we looked at it, and Yeah, on Friday it went from $1.50 to $1.58, and then it closed at 127. And it looks like it could pull back. Maybe it'll stay in this channel, but I'm not exactly sure. So we'll see. And tomorrow, like I said, a lot of them dipping down. This one could definitely pull back. I could see that one coming down with it. MGOL, let's take a look. This one's trying to curl up. This is a USA advertising one, and it's been way beat down. And it looked like it was trying to curl off that MACD the other day. And I think this is one that we might have to take a peek at. It opened at 13, it got down to 11 and closed at 12. Let's see where that bottom is. That bottom is 10 cents right there. And like I said, it's at 12. Keep your eye on this MGOL. That one's trying to get set up right there. Might look like the best one so far that we've looked at, MGOL. So keep an eye on that one. KZIA, this one's also trying to get set up. And I know we looked at it the other day on Thursday. It ran up. Friday, it pulled back a little bit. KZIA. Let me type it in. And yeah, Thursday it went up to like 277 from 167, and Friday 181 down to the 150 close area. 143 was its bottom. It closed at 150, and it's in that channel right there. We'll see if it can maintain. It has some great support right below that at 130 something. So we'll keep an eye on this KZIA. I think it is getting set up. It looks like it is, honestly. So I'll watch this bad boy tomorrow and just see what it wants to do. It's another one that looks pretty decent right there. But I would like to see what it does tomorrow, especially with this crazy market. That Viking Therapeutics was way down here. They have earnings coming up on the 5th, which is Wednesday right there. And it's been down at the bottom down here for enough time. It looked like it was trying to get set up to move already. And we'll keep an eye on this VKTX. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be interesting, but it's way down here. I think your bottom's going to be at that 30.56, and you're at 32.88. So I think this thing could get moving. It opened up at 34, and like I said, it closed around 32.28 or 32.75. It got down to 32.28. They have earnings coming up. I could see it trying to pop up there. It has to get up over that 35.50 area, 35.75, something like that range, and it can really get moving. So keep an eye on it. It looks like it's trying to get set up here, and that is that Viking VKTX, and it's been beat down there for a little while now. And let's take a look at LLY, which is Lily Ellie. And this thing was cruising up, and it looks like they have earnings on Thursday, but it looks like it wants to run up there. It started to run up. We were looking at it the other day, and we were looking at it on Thursday because it looked like it wanted to keep that momentum. And Friday, it did run up a little bit. It went from 823 to 827, and then it closed around like 810. So LLY did pull back a hair, but it's not looking real bad. It actually looks like it's trying to set up right there. So keep an eye on that one as well, LLY, and that's at Lily Ellie. And let's take a look at WISA, WISA. This is a semiconductor one, and this one's starting to set up, guys. So I'm kind of be curious to see how this one runs on tomorrow, considering that the market's going to be probably getting hammered. This is a USA semiconductor one, so keep an eye on this bad boy because it is looking really good right there. WISA, and we'll see if it can continue to curl up right there. So that one is getting set up. I don't think it'll get running tomorrow, but it is set up and looking pretty good very, very soon. So it's going to be interesting. And that NIVF, I'll tell you what, these penny stocks are wild, guys. This thing was just sitting right there. Could have went. I mean, it was trying to curl through, and it was sitting right where the support line would be, and it was right under it. So it was really a resistance, but it was trying to make it its support. And honestly, it bounced down and got crushed on Friday. I remember I saw it, and I was like, whoa, that's a big one. Opened at 28 and went down to 14. So, I mean, it pretty much went and cut itself in half, and it could keep dipping down there, that NIVF. So that one was looking good and took a nice dip. And again, these penny stocks are just crazy anymore. And I don't know, did they have reverse split? There you go. It was looking great to run, and then they pull out the old reverse split. Now you see why you can't do anything. And yeah, like 10 days ago, they announced the strategic acquisition of Microsort reproductive technology, and then 10 days later they reverse split it. So it's unbelievable what these companies are doing. And now that one went right into the basement with the reverse split, and it was setting up really nice. And you just can't trust any of these especially these penny ones. I mean, they are just out of control. That LRHC, I bet this thing will get running, guys. It is a real estate one, and it is setting up. It looks like it wants to get curled through. I'd keep an eye. That one's going to be an, like I said, these things could get moving, and it's going to be interesting. That's that one that Zach Morris is all about and promoting LRHC and La Rosa Holdings Corp. And yeah, real estate services, I'm telling you, that whole entire sector is looking good for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but it is. And we'll go through them at the end, I promise. Like I said, that whole list of A's, I said it before. I really thought that was all of them. And I was like, wow, there's only one page and they all start with A. This is crazy. And yeah, there's 14 pages, and I was definitely off my rocker on that one. But anyway, HOLO, let's look at Holo. That one is getting set up. I mean, we caught the bounce up on the other day, and now it's getting to be in a good spot again. It's not ready yet. It did pull back, it looks like on Friday. So let's just watch it for a little bit of pullback and get it set up again. And Holo could have a nice pop up one more time. I mean, it did jump up that third day right after there, the 27th of January. So it ran up Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. And we were looking at it was in the right spot. Now it's pulling back. It could do it again. It just depends, obviously, market conditions, and they could be a little wild. And this is a China company, so we'll have to look at Holo, HOLO, and see what it wants to do. And HURA, this one was trying to move around. It was running up there the other day, HURA, and I think this one's trying to get set up. I don't know how to even say it. It's like Tuhura or something, Tuhura, and it is looking pretty good. It's a bioscience company, and I can't say that it looks bad right here. HURA. And it is sitting right there in a pretty good spot. That 20 and 50 are trying to meet up right there. And I'm telling you, if it just jumps up a little bit and it looks like it wants to, it's going to get popping. So I'd keep an eye on that. It looks like it wants to set up. Again, you can't really tell for anything tomorrow because it's going to be wild, but we'll definitely take a look at some of these. I tried to get some good setups here and just see what was going to be looking decent for us. And obviously, look at what you guys wanted to see. And if you want to see anything that's not on the list, please just post a comment and we'll go through the comments for sure and go through whatever you guys want to see. But obviously, I didn't want to go through this crazy list and bore you guys when we have no idea what the market's going to look like tomorrow. So let me know your opinions, what you guys think, and I'll read them out as well. But BYON, let's look at it. It was running up there. It's been looking good, and it just went flat yesterday. Or yesterday, yeah, yesterday it went flat. On Friday, it went flat as the market was running. It hit that top line, went flat up there, which was perfectly fine because it looked like it was trying to run up there in the after hours. Let's see, 848 to 877. It closed at 845 and it has that flat look. Honestly, if tomorrow wasn't going to be such a disaster, I would think it would want to run up there a little bit. It has that look like it could go either way, honestly. It definitely has that look where it's sitting there. It could easily pop its way up into the top there and really run, or it could pull back down here some and get reset up. So BYON, another difficult one to tell you exactly in the morning. I'll look at it first thing in the morning because a couple of people are looking at this, and I'm going to keep an eye on that bad boy and see what we're going to be looking at there. So I'll keep an eye on Beyond Inc., and that's like the old Bed Bath and Beyond or something, and all kinds of companies kind of put together, I think. So we'll look at it and see. It is trying to get up into that top. It's not looking terrible. I'm just looking at it, but it has that weird look like it could go either way tomorrow. And just knowing how the market's going to be looking with them tariffs and everything else, it could be a little bit rough there. So that's BYON, Beyond Inc. And we'll look at that first thing in the morning. I wrote it down here. keep an eye on it. And honestly, most of these are pretty good ones to keep a look at in the morning. Some are pretty set up, and we'll see if they can actually get moving. So GNS, good old genius group down here. This one pulled back pretty well too, and I think it might have a little bit more pullback. Let it pull back a little bit more here, and then I think we're going to catch a really good spot where it can get bouncing. So maybe another day or two it has to pull back. So tomorrow probably is going to be coming down a little bit, GNS, but look for that dip, and it is going to try to get set up. I would assume around like 41 cent area maybe. So we'll look for it to see if it gets down there. It's at 48 right now, and it does look like it's pulling back. So GNS, we'll look for that pullback, but that'll be a good one to set up. And these things, honestly, everything looks like it could pull back, and then it's going to be bouncing back up. So something's going to be going on wild. We obviously know the tariffs are one thing, but something else is in the works here. So we're going to see what's about to happen. I think there's something up their sleeve, and it looks like the markets are going to try to bounce back. I can tell you that, but they got crushed down with just that tariff talk. So we'll have to see what they have in mind here and how they're going to sort this out. KOPN is Copin, and this one is actually looking real good. It should try to crawl off that MACD tomorrow. Let's see what it did in the after hours. KOPN, let's see. Why isn't it coming up here? What is going on? Hold on. I don't know what the heck is going on with TrendSpider today. It's like freezing up. Let me X out and do it again or something. Hold on a second here. I have no idea what's going on with this thing. Uh-oh. Come on. Don't break on me in the middle of a show. We need you. You're always accurate and good, and we need it. Come on. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Hold on. I'll see if it comes up. If not, I'll just do it without it. Here, let's see. It might be there it goes. Let's see. Let me get out of that one. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. What are we looking at? KOPN, right? All right. Damn technology kill you. And flowing and looking at these things, and then it just decides to stop on you, like, huh. KOPN. So here we go, and it does look good. It was looking decent on Friday, 168 to 188, closed at 171, and it does look like it wants to try to roll off that MACD, but it was not doing it just yet. So it could curl down if it had to tomorrow. And like I keep telling you, is that these things can go any which way, and you can kind of see they just like set up Friday to go any which way. So if you have to guess, they may be pulling back. But again, some of these small caps could run with like the big caps pulling back. A lot of times these small caps do run, but with the tariffs, who the hell knows what's going to happen? To be honest with you, I think the last time he was in office, he said the word tariffs and everything dropped and everyone got panicky, and then it just bounced right back up. So we'll see. This HEPA looks really good. HEPA. We'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. That was trying to get curled up there, 18 to 19. It did close at 17. It looks like it went down a little in the after hours, but that one is trying to curl up. I'm not sure it's going to run tomorrow, but it is getting set up there. So that's going to be a decent one. It should be anyway, coming up this week. And this STSS took a nice dip not too long ago on January 27th. So let's take a look and see, because that was like last Monday. So last week it took a nice dip down there, and it looks like it bottomed out there on Thursday. So let's see what it wants to do. STSS, this could be a great one to keep an eye on since it's already way down here and things are going to be pulling back. And it's at what, 40 to 43, and it closed at 40. So it opened and closed at the same spot. And it does look like that's trying to get set up. So we'll keep an eye on that STSS and see if it wants to move this week. And let's look at LYT. I know Stock Authority likes this one. Let's take a look at it. I was looking at it last week with them, and it was just trying to set up. It was in the basement, just kind of pulling back a little bit there on Friday, but I think in the after hours it started to move there, 58 to 67, and it closed at 65. And yeah, it did go up in the after hours. So this one is looking pretty good. They'll get running, guys. So LYT, keep an eye on that one. I like it. And like I said, I was looking at that with Stock Authority, so I know he's been posting about it and he likes it. And it is looking good right there, so we'll keep an eye on it. And yeah, that BYON is definitely an interesting one. I have to check that out and see what that's going to do here because that is definitely interesting sitting at the top tomorrow. And like I said, it did run up in the after hours a little bit, so it did have that after hours momentum. So we'll have to see if it can maintain it in the morning or if it's going to get pushed down there. So we'll see what the deal is with that one. Let's look at SSTI. These ones are prison ones, so these ones are setting up too. This sector, the prison sector, and I know we discussed it briefly before because I only mentioned it because the guys that do the wolf and the small caps were talking about the one that we're going to go over in a second, GEO, and they were talking about that it's a big prison one, and I know I had mentioned it here, but yeah, that's these ones, and these ones are setting up, and obviously they're going to use Guantanamo Bay possibly and all kinds of different things. So keep an eye on this sector because it is setting up in these certain ones. And I have to see what is core prison. I thought it was CORE, but I guess not. I looked and I don't even see it there. What is that one? I don't even know. I'll have to look at it. But I know that's like one of the main prison ones. I thought it was maybe it's CDRE or something. CDRE. Oh, it's not even core. Is this at CDR? It's an aerospace. No, I thought there was like a prison one called core. I'll have to look and see. Maybe I'm just getting confused. I just was writing them down. This one's actually pulling back, and that's aerospace and defense. So definitely not what I'm thinking of. So anyway, not a big deal. We'll skip that one. But let's roll SSTI. Like I said, these things are getting set up right here. Well, it's pulling back a little bit on Friday, but we'll see. Let me see. 1280 to 1379, and it closed at 1335, and it looked pretty good. Like I said, it had a pull back down to the MACD look, and it's pulling back here. It's just so interesting because it looks like it kind of wants to bounce, but maybe it's going to dip down and you'll get a better price tomorrow, and then it's going to pop. So I'm keeping an eye on this SSTI in the morning for sure. That one definitely looks real interesting to look at. So let me jot that down because I like that. That's called Sound Thinking Inc. So keep an eye on that. And like I said, I'm not sure what I was trying to write down. I was just thinking of this one core. I thought it was that. And I didn't even look it up. I just wrote, and I'm pretty sure it looks like CDRE, but that's an aerospace and defense. Unless I don't think it was that one. And I was looking at a list of them too, real quick. So, but I was like, I know there's another one that seems to be like that. So I'll have to look and see what I was looking at. But anyway, this CDRE, this is aerospace and defense. We can also go through that. This one looks like it could be pulling back. It's already ran up quite a bit there. So CDRE was way up there. So I'm not sure if I was trying to write that one. I don't think I was. Geo, like I said, this Geo group, it did run up. Remember we were talking about it? Like I was just saying about the small cap show, and it did. It ran right up to that $36 area. And I remember I said it'll hit that top there, and it did, and it will pull back and get set up. Well, it's exactly what it did, guys. And then it pulled back. Its low came down to 28.36. It's at 31.35, and this thing's getting set up too. Geo, so keep an eye on it. It does look pretty nice right here. It's in that channel. It's hitting that 20 right now at like that 31.58, can go up a little higher. So it's hitting that. It could pull back a little bit tomorrow, but definitely setting up right there. So we'll keep an eye on Geo as well, GEO, because that's looking good to get set up. And FSS, Federal Signal Corp. This is like a pollution and treatment control one. And this thing looks like it's getting set up, guys. It was down a little bit on Friday, FSS. And I'm not sure exactly what the heck they even do. Like I said, I was looking at a list and just trying to remember a couple that I knew. But FSS 99.49, its high was 99.74, and it closed at 98.31. And yeah, it does kind of look, it's coming back to that MACD. It's really setting up. Just watch for any dips down to the 96 area tomorrow. Maybe you will get a good dip on this. FSS, Federal Signal Corp. And that one's probably going to be a really good. You can tell it's setting up to run up there. So we're keeping an eye on that one as well. It is setting up. Just watch for any dips tomorrow. Obviously, we always watch for them, but especially tomorrow. CXW, Core Civic. Let's look at this bad boy. And this one has earnings on February 10th, which will be next Monday. So that'll be a week away there from tomorrow. And let's see. So this one's down. It looks like it bottomed out there at 1964. It's a 2065 CXW. And it's going to get set up. It's not exactly ready yet, so just watch for any little dips on it, but it is getting set up there. CXW and COHU. Let's look at this one, COHU. And this one is a semiconductor equipment one, and this one's curling up. So keep an eye on this COHU. It's looking really good right here. I don't know what they do either, but it makes semiconductor equipment in the US, and this bad boy is looking really good. So keep an eye on that guy, and that is COHU. And again, I just tried to find some ones that were popping up there and looking decent. So just keep an eye on a few of them. That's setting up right there. And again, I'll go through the whatever that the realty ones at the end. I'll hit laptop travels real quick. Check that list out. Let me know what you guys are looking at. And CXW, is that what it is? That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, laptop travel. So I already had it on there, and for some reason I just thought it was core. I don't know why, but I and then somehow CDRE. I wrote core. It looks like a D, but I definitely wrote core. I know I was because I was thinking of it, and and then, yeah, it looks like I wrote a D there, and that just happens to be an aerospace and defense one. But maybe CDRE was on one of the lists I was looking at. I don't even know. I mean, my brain works about as good as in about 3 seconds, so I don't really remember. I just knew there was one core, and I just couldn't remember what it was. And I was sitting there thinking, I wasn't even going through, but CXW, Core Civic, there you go. Yep, you're absolutely right there. And I wasn't looking at the names, but yeah, Core Civic does have their earnings next Monday, and that's exactly the one. That's the company I was thinking of, guys. So this one is definitely the one. I didn't even realize it's CXW. For some reason, I thought it was CORE. For what I have no idea why. Was it ever CORE? I have no idea. But anyway, CXW here, and yeah, you want to keep an eye on this one for sure because that one's going to get pretty set up. It just bottomed out down there. They do have earnings, and I can tell it's going to get moving back on up. We're just going to watch for any dips and see how it opens tomorrow. But yeah, them ones are going to be looking good right there. So thank you, Laptop Travel. And let's go through the laptop travel ones real quick, and then we'll bust through our Jolie's jams, and then we'll see what you guys want to see, and we'll look through our big caps in crypto. We already know crypto got hammered, so everything's down there and on sale. That's for sure. You know, you can get some bargain deals right now. I mean, what's Bitcoin at right now? It was at 93. It's still at 93. It went up a little bit, 93,891, right around that area. So yeah, it's definitely gotten beat down pretty hard today. So let's go ahead and look at our laptop travel list because you'll probably have a bunch on here that could get moving a little bit. And again, we don't have to look for 100%ers, just look for something that's moving where you'll be putting stuff tomorrow. Might be a lot easier, to be honest with you. It might be a wild sell-off day tomorrow. We'll see. Anything can happen. So ACHV, let's look at it. Opened at 322, it got up to 339, and it closed at that 337. It's trying to get up there at 331 onto that 20, and it is looking pretty good. It looks like it almost opened and closed at the same price, but it was not close enough there. And yeah, that one's looking pretty good right there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And let's take a look at AMLX real quick. AMLX, and this one looks really good, guys. This one may be running up there. AMLX. AMLX. Here we go. And that one did recently run. And the leading tickers overnight, I'll get into that list right after these. Thank you very much. But yeah, boils up and they short Bitcoin SBIT and yeah, everything to short it. It looks like it's all up. The VIX is all up big time. And it definitely looks like UNG, which is United States Natural Gas, is up. So we'll definitely take a look at them and see what's going on over there. AMLX, though, this one is set up and looks pretty good, guys. I would take a look at this in the morning. That one looks really good right there. CMCL, let's see. CMCL, that's Caledonia Mining. And this had a little bit of pullback right there. CMCL here. And this one's trying to get set up. It'll get into this channel. It's got to get up to like right where it's at almost. Say it's at 939, like right there. If it can keep that momentum tomorrow, this one's going to get moving. CMCL, CRIS, that Curus, and this one looks really good, guys. I would keep an eye on this. Let me see. CRIS. Oh yeah, that one looks nice. It's gonna hit some resistance there at 361. It's at 352, but it might even get through depending tomorrow. And again, some of these bad boys may actually be the runners tomorrow. So keep an eye on this list right here because you could see some runners. CRWS, Crown Crash. Let's look at it real quick. That one is flat from Friday right there. CRWS. It was trying to get set up. Oh, this is that one that runs up like crazy in the after hours and runs up to like that $7. And the other day it ran up to like five something, 560. And right now it's at 450. Yeah, this thing's a crazy one. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it does run around like a wild thing in the after hours. You can see it on my trend spider right there. So that's CRWS. And let's see what the farm's up to because it was down a little bit, pulling back. It does have earnings coming up on the 6th, which is Thursday right there. And it does look like it's kind of pulling back. It's in the channel right there, but it does, and we'll see what that one's going to do tomorrow. That's going to be interesting if it can hold itself into that channel. It almost looks like it wanted to, but it might not. So that's FARM. We'll take a look at it. FLUX, the flux power. And this one looks like it could roll off tomorrow. And this could have some flux power tomorrow. So keep an eye on it. 165 to 182. And then it closed at 179. And it looks really good, guys. So this one, the flux, could be a good runner tomorrow. So take a look at that one. We'll have to look at that in the morning. FLUX. That one looks really solid right there, I would say. FLUX. Keep an eye on it. Go to GOTU. This one's a China one, small cap. And it's setting up. It's in that channel right there. And that 20 is trying to curl up. I'm not sure it's going to happen tomorrow, but it does look like it's going to try to get set up there. So we will keep an eye on that. It's one of them education and training services one. And they've been running up like crazy, but they don't stay up there very long. ISPR, this one looks really good, guys. I know it looked good last week, and it did run Friday 466 to 488. 488. It closed at 477, and it's in that channel looking real good. I would look at that iSpire, ISPR. That one's looking good there. And KZR, let's look at Kezer Life, and this one's getting set up. Wow, this one looking pretty good right there where it's at. Yeah. Keep an eye. It's just flat right now. I'll look at it in the morning, but it is going to get set up. I don't think it's going to be running tomorrow, but it will get cruising there. So that is KZR. We'll look at it and see where it's land tomorrow at, and then I'll know where it's going to go pretty soon. And Loop is going to get looping up here. It's just kind of bottom or not bottom, making a flat run on that 20th. And Loop, LOOP. We've been looking at this. It was I think that one's going to try to crawl off the MACD. So I'll look at that one tomorrow and see if it definitely wants to. And Money Hero is looking pretty good, guys. Keep an eye on this MNY. This one's looking really good. MNY. This one could get cruising. Money Hero. MNY. That one does look pretty good right there. So we'll take a look at that. And what did I write? NHC, it looks like. Let's see. NHC, let's see. Here we go. National Healthcare. Oh, this one is running up already and looks good. NHC, 99.50 to 103.12. It's at 102.67 in that channel. And it could get up to that 112 area. I'm not saying it'll do it tomorrow, but it looks like it is going to try to run up there. So that's one to keep an eye on. NHC. PKOH, trying to read my own handwriting here. PKOH, so I'm sure you guys have no idea what I wrote. I can't even read it. PKOH, let's see, Park, Ohio Holdings. And that's like me taking my time trying to write nice for you. So I apologize. My handwriting is atrocious. PKOH. Let's see. It is just in that channel. It tried to run on Friday, 25.90. It came down to 24.72. It closed at 24.88, and it's just sitting right there on the 20. It could pull back. It could bounce around. We'll look at it. It'll probably be getting set up for a little bit down the road. And Refi, Chicago Atlantic Real Estate. And this one's curling up. Here you go with your real estate, guys. Take a look at Refi. Looking really good right there. REFI curling up, hit the 1521 to 1540, closed at that 1537, and it does look solid there. So that is refi REFI. And again, these real estate ones are looking crazy. I don't know what's going on, but they do look good. I guess you know what's going to happen. They're going to run up and then come straight down. And then no one's going to be buying houses after that. I think that whole run, like I've been saying, you're going to get these houses on sale in about a year or two. And these prices have been just way, way overpriced. It's been out of control. So SGMO, let's look at Sangamo or something like that. It's a USA company. It is definitely trying to set up there. It was trying to run on Thursday, and then Friday it was like just hopping around there in the 122 to 129. It closed at 121. But again, it's just in that channel, and it is getting curled up and looking solid. It has some good support underneath of it. That's one to definitely keep an eye on right there. SGMO. And let's look and see what Twin is up to. Twin Disc Incorporated. And it's just pulling back a little bit right there. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit of pullback. We'll see if it can stay in that channel. It may even pull down a little bit, and it could come down to the support line down here at like 11, right around $11. It's at 11.29 right now. So look for a little pullback on Twin. And UTL, let's see, Unitil Corp, and this thing is just flat. Has earnings coming up on February 10th, which is next Monday. And let's see what UTL is doing here. It's in that channel. It could just run up there. I mean, it's 55.61. It's at 53.52. So just watch for it in that channel. That's where that 50 was. And keep an eye. It could get up there. Not tomorrow, but it'll slowly try to get up there, I think. Exoma, this one's a good one. Up at 26.21. And this one's setting up. This is a biotech company. XOMA, and it is in that 20 curling off that MACD. And I think this one's getting cruising, guys. So keep an eye on this. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but it is a biotech company, and it looks pretty damn good right there. And that's XOMA. So keep an eye on that. And ZH, let's see what this ZH is up to here. ZH. This sounds like it would be a China company, and it is. It's a internet connect content and information ZH, and it looks like it's getting to be in a good spot, guys. You better keep an eye on this thing. We know how these China ones like to get a little crazy, and that one looks like it could absolutely do it. So keep an eye on that ZH right there, and let's look at our Jolie's Jams. That's our oh, hold on, Roku. These ones do have their earnings coming up, so let's look at Roku real quick. And their earnings are going to be on the 13th, so they are on Thursday. And Roku looks like it's kind of pulling back right there. That's ROKU, and that does look like it's going to have some pullback. Let's look at Roblox RBLX here, Roblox Corp. And this one's way at the top. I bet you could probably short this one down, guys. I mean, it's way up there and looks like it could come down. So Roblox looks like that one's coming down right there, I could say. And how about Hood? Let's look at Robin Hood here. That one's down $1, and it was trying to get into the top. Their earnings are on the 12th, and so that is Wednesday. And it looks like it could come back down a little bit to the 49 area. We'll see how Robinhood opens up tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting for that. Let me see what it did in the after hours. Yeah, it looks like it's pulling back a little bit, but I'm wondering if it's going to get caught up on this support line here at 49 area. So we'll look at Robinhood, HOOD, and see what it wants to do. And RBLX, when was their earnings? I never even looked. The 6th, so they are coming up on Thursday as well. And let's look at XYZ, and that is Block Inc. And that thing's getting set up, but it looks like it's going to pull back a little bit to get set up. And their earnings are coming up on the 20th, a couple weeks away. And yeah, I'd let that thing pull back and get set up. So that's XYZ. And there you go with our laptop travel list. So we'll definitely keep an eye on some of them bad boys for sure. Let's look at our Jolie's Jams. That Agrify wasn't looking bad the other day. Because it was up 344. I didn't even notice, to be honest with you. But remember, I said it was getting set up and it was looking good down here finally. And there you go. So keep an eye on Agrify because it did look good 2076 to 2572. And it's at 2371. So there you go with Agrify. And it doesn't even look bad, guys. So keep an eye on that bad boy, AGFY and BLNK. That blink charging. Let's look at it. It was down 2 cents. It looks like it bottomed out down here at 115 area, and that's going to get set up. So that BLNK, that looks pretty good. And Friday it went 123 to 128, and we'll have to see what it does. It closed at 122 right there. So Robinhood and overnight trading is at 51.95 right there. So it looks like it might be down a little bit, and yeah, it did look like it was kind of pulling back. It looked like so. We'll look at it, but it does look like it's down a little bit. Thanks, laptop travel. And let's see. Oh, I thought I could pull it up here. I'll just retweet that out. You guys can see it. And that's what Robinhood's doing right now. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. But that BLNK, like I said, is getting set up. Blink charging. Sezzle, SEZL. This is another one, like I keep saying, I wish they had options on it because this thing is getting set up really well and it's going to get moving. This Sezzle, this is a credit services, and they look pretty good as well. Sterling Infrastructure, this one had taken that huge dip. It was down some more, and it's bottoming out down here. This will be a good one as well. It ran up pretty good, took that nice dip. We'll find it when it's ready to get moving, but it will move back up for sure. And Symbotic is SYM, and that was down a little bit. They have some earnings coming up, it looks like, on the 5th. They're coming up on Wednesday. And that looks like it might be coming down. So maybe their earnings aren't as good as we think. Who the heck knows? That 20 just crossed over to 50. It looks like it's crossing down through the MACD. I'd have to see if it bounces tomorrow. And I don't know if it is going to bounce tomorrow. So that one could be coming down. That's SYM. And we'll have to take a look at that and see if it is coming down there. So there you go with our Jolie's Jams and our laptop travel list. So there you go with them bad boys. Let's go ahead and look at our real estate ones. Let's just take a quick look. We'll run through them, then I'll take a look at crypto, see what you guys want to see. MicroStrategy, it looks like it's down a bunch of money, guys. It's at 302, I think. So it looks like it's way down there. And so yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff is down right now for sure. And we kind of figured they're going to get destroyed tomorrow with this tariff stuff. And that's why crypto is getting rocked today. If the markets were open, they'd be getting crushed too. So it could be a crazy one tomorrow, guys. So, like I said, I'm just trying to find some good, interesting ones that could be some opportunities for us. So, here we go. I'll run through and see what real estate's up to real quick. Let me just pop a bunch of these. I won't do all the A's now that I realize that that's not how it works. They're not all starting with the letter A. I'll just do some random ones and just pick. There's 14 pages, so give me 2 minutes and I will just go through and pick a bunch of different ones. And I'm not even looking to see what the companies are. I'm just going random and opening up the charts and we'll see what they look like. I'm not even looking at the charts as I go down. I'm just kind of seeing what's happening here. And I mean, just clicking on any of them and just opening up a thing. And let's see. Like I said, there's like 14 pages, so there's plenty. Here we go. I'll just go skip a page or two. I'm just trying to get one in each letter and maybe one or two. And let's take a look here. GIPR. There's some that are dipping down. Some are looking good. I'm just seeing them real quick as I open them up. I really have no idea. I just know that the sector's pretty good. And there are so many. I'll go through them later and look at which ones are really good. But we'll just take a quick peek and see. Did I just open up LRHC? That would be crazy. I mean, I'm just going random and not even paying attention. That would be nuts. Um, that would be just like that'd be wild because I'm telling you, I just went literally ran, not even paying attention. I'm just clicking on any of them and just open it. I just did PW too. That's so wild. I'm not even looking at what they are. I'm literally just going as random as I can, and uh, and they're the ones that I'm get picking. STRS. Then we do that. Holy whack, that's wild. Here we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. All right, here we go. VRE. And I think we're going to look at what's on the last page. We'll look at the last one, XIN and WI. All right, let's pull up some of these bad boys. Here we go. Let's look at this real estate industry because I don't know what's going on, but I just noticed that they were starting to look good. That PW, that LRHC. There's just a bunch of them. I was looking at some of them the other day. And for whatever reason, they look good. So here we go. AAT, American Assets Trust. So you guys can jot these down because they're not exactly all the ones that I wrote down on the list. Um, but anyway, the earnings are coming up literally to Tuesday for this one. And I would say it's going to roll off that MACD tomorrow. It's looking pretty damn good right there, I would think. And this is AAT. So let me look at it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like that bottom happened, I mean, way back here at 24.21, but it does look pretty strong. The 20s right here at 24.69. I would wait until obviously after the earnings on AAT, but it's not looking bad there. ADC, let's see what this one's looking like. And this one, oh, that one looks real good. They have earnings coming up too on the 11th, so that'll be next Tuesday. And this one looks really good, guys. ADC, and it's called Agree Realty Corp, and it's in that 20 right there. It could bounce back a little bit to the 71 area. Just watch it, but it is getting set up here, and that's going to be your ADC. So keep an eye on that one for sure, because that one's going to be looking good. And again, they have earnings, but it looks like it wants to roll right there. Let's look at the next one is AFCG, Advanced Flower Capital. And that's a real estate one, obviously. And it looks like it's getting set up off this bottom. So AFCG. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's getting set up down here, guys. That bottom was probably down here at 795. Your 20's right there at 830. You're at 814. And it's looking pretty good for AFCG. So, like I said, this real estate industry looks pretty good. This is Ashford Hospitality Trust, AHT. It's a hotel and motel. And I don't know who they're letting stay there, but this damn thing's setting up as well. So AHT looking really good to get set up. That 20 and 50, it pulled back, but you can see it curling up. I would say keep an eye on AHT, guys, because that one looks good. And I'll have to jot that one down for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, these are crazy looking. I'm telling you, this whole sector is setting up. AKR, that's Acadia Realty Trust. A little bit of pullback. They all have earnings coming up, obviously. February 11th, next Tuesday. And this thing's getting set up. So just maybe let it pull back. Maybe it'll dip down into the 22s. It's at 2203. And this bad boy is going to get set up right there. And that's AKR. So yeah, that's in that channel. Looking pretty decent. AMH, American Homes for Rent. Oh man, this one's going to get set up as well. They have earnings and they must be crushing their earnings, or maybe they're not, and it's way before it because February 20th is their earnings. And this thing looks great, guys. AMH, take a look at this, guys. This one looks beautiful. I'd say you got a runner right here. AMH, keep an eye on that one tomorrow. We definitely will look at it and see what that's up to. But there you go. That's how you find all the poppers. APLE, Apple Hospitality. And this one is pulling back. It's a hotel and motel one. It's got that good support right there at 1525. So I just watch it. It's not pulling back a whole lot, but it looks like it might just pull back. Yeah, that 20's right there and get set back up here. So APLE, is that what Apple APLE, Apple Hospitality, it'll get set back up. AXR, this thing's getting really set up. Holy cow, guys. AXR, that looks really good right here. That thing looks like it wants to jump into this channel at 3049. It's at 3037, and it is looking good to set up. Just watch for any pullback on it real quick as it sets up there, but looking good. BHM, Blue Rock Homes Trust. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this thing. This one looks beautiful. BHM, you might want to check this out tomorrow. Just had that nice bottom down there at 1010. You're at 1161 and you're about to get rolling, guys. So keep your eye on BHM because that looks nice right there. And like I said, you just find the right sectors, and we do it all the time, and you can just find anything you want running. And the security ones, like I said, the prisons and these real estate ones are your two sectors right here. For whatever reason, well, we know why the prison ones. I am not sure why real estate ones are, besides Trump's a real estate guy. That's the only thing I can think of. The rest of the markets are going to get crushed, and these things look beautiful. So, BNL, Broadstone Net Lease. And this one is just kind of going flat as the earnings are coming up on the 19th. And this one could pull back a little bit here. What is it? BHM? Is that what I said it is? Yeah, BHM. Oh, wow. It looks really good on mine. What the heck is Finviz show? Oh, wait, no. Hold on. BNL. That's why. Hold on. That BHM is looking insane, guys. BNL. That's why. Broadstone Net Lease. Yeah, it looks like this one could stay in that channel though, actually. It doesn't look too bad. It looks a little worse on Finviz, but it doesn't look terrible at all. I bet it could get rolling off that MACD, and that's BNL, Broadstone Net Lease, BRT Apartments. BRT is this next one I have up. And this thing just crawled through and it's just kind of running flat right there. BRT. And just a little pullback, nothing crazy. It went 1746 down to 1701, closed at 1710. I don't think it's coming back down. Well, it's real bottoms down here, like 1604. I don't even think it's coming back down to 1662. It's trying to get into that channel, BRT. So keep an eye on that one. CBL and Associates Properties. This one's already running up. It ran up like $1.15 the other day. And I'd watch for this to see if it has momentum in the morning. Be honest, 29.50 to 30.75, and it's at 20.97. So there you go. Watch for CBL for some momentum in the morning because that one could have it right there. CBL right there. So keep an eye on that one first thing in the morning. And CDP is COPT Defense Properties. And I would imagine this one's going to be looking good. Defense Properties. February 6th, so Thursday is their earnings. And this thing's getting cruising, guys. It looks like it's trying to get set up here. CDP. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, yeah, it wants to roll off that MACD. It bottomed out the other day at that 28.44. It's at 29.44 right now, and that's looking good. CDP. So keep an eye on that. And CLDT, let's look at Chatham Lodging Trust. And let's take a look. This bad boy, oh, this one's crawling up really nice right there. CLDT, is that what it is? Chatham, yeah, Chatham Lodging Trust. Yeah, check this out. It's in that channel right there. It's at the 874, and it does look like it's trying to curl up and get moving there. So keep an eye on that. Your 20 and 50 are kind of meeting up with each other, and they look like they're meeting up over here. I got to blow this thing up. Yeah, they don't look like it on the trend spider. They look like it on here. It's sitting on the 20 on the trend spider, so I don't know what's that, but it does look like it's setting up and wants to roll. So I'll keep an eye on the CLDT and just see exactly what it wants to do tomorrow. Trying to give me mixed signals on the mixed charts there. COMP Compass. This is a coming out of the top. This one just ran up really good, so we'll have to watch this one kind of pull back here and then get set back up. But that's COMP, and it will. Them 20 and 50 are meeting up, so this one does want to go up a little higher. So just watch for some pullback. And CUZ is Cousins Properties. And let's see what these cousins are up to because that's rolling off the MACD and that one wants to run. So take a look at CUZ because that one looks really good too. So cuz it looks like it's about to move. So CUZ looking good. NDX, Dynex Capital. This one's about to run into the top. They just had earnings on the 27th. Excuse me. And so yeah, DX, that one's still running up. I'd watch for that to be a little momentum play. Maybe it runs, you have to watch and see if it runs up into the top tomorrow. It's hitting that top line. It could. Let me see what it did in the after hours. It's hard to tell, especially with tomorrow, but just watch DX. It could possibly run up in that top. And ESBA, Empire State Realty. And this one is pulling back a little bit, but it was bouncing up Thursday and not looking really bad. ESBA, hold on, BA, there we go. And this one will get set up. It's not exactly ready yet, but you don't want them all to be exactly ready. So that one will be a good one. And this FPI is Farmland Partners. FPI. I'm telling you, I just went randomly. And this is in the channel curling up. So check this one out. FPI not looking bad right there. GIPR, Generation Income Properties. Let's see what you're doing. It's down 4 cents. It's right there pulling back. Let me just see real quick. What I say? GIPR. And that one it is pulling back right there. I have to see that one tomorrow and see it'll probably pull back to set up is what it looks like. It ran up a little bit. That gyro GYRO. Oh man, this one's trying to get set up. Has a weird one. Almost looks like a shell company or something. GYRO. Let's see. Good old gyro here. And yeah, take a look at this. It ran up the other day. It's 990 down to 930. And then Friday, that was Thursday, 950 to 915. And I'm telling you what, this thing's trying to do something here. Or maybe they were Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday it was at 950. I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing, but I have to look at this gyro. It's interesting for sure. And it's, like I said, it looks like a shell company, and then it just looks like it wants to get popping. So we have to look at that thing. GYRO. Check that out. It's just interesting. I don't know what's happening there. Don't say anything on the news, so that's as far as I'm getting the news. HR is Healthcare Realty Trust, and this thing is going to be just, it has earnings coming up. We'll see February 19th. It's just pulling back a little bit, but in that channel as well. So if you want to see ones that are in the channel getting set up, this one could have a little bit of pullback. It did just run up to that top at 1710 the other, or 1737 the other day, and you're at 1658. I'd have to look at this, but it did just run up there. INN is Summit Hotel Properties. And INN is kind of pulling back. This one recently ran. It's just pulling back to set up. It's getting bullish again. INN. So let's look. Yeah, it just ran up to the top there. It's 696. It's at 671. We'll see if it bounces off the MACD. It could pull through and get set back up. So that one just ran up. And again, these things are, a lot of them are setting up. Some of them just had a nice run up. KRC is Kilroy Realty Corp. And this thing's curling up really good. They have earnings February 10th, which is next Monday. And it is looking pretty good right here. So KRC. And like I said, that's in the channel curling up right there. And you can keep an eye on that. Looks pretty good. LAND is Land. Gladstone Land Corp. Let's see. Gladstone Land Corp. LAND. And that thing's curling up as well. So, I mean, there's a ton of them right here. That thing's getting set up, LAND. So, that one should land up higher for sure. And let's take a look at LRHC. I'm telling you, I happen to just click randomly. I click on this thing. Is that the most bizarre thing ever? LRHC, that La Rosa's Holdings. We already went over. It's the one that Zach's looking at. I'm telling you, I did not even look at them. I just randomly clicked on them, and I happened to open this one up, and that was bizarre. And yeah, this thing is curling up really, really good, guys. LRHC. You better keep an eye on that thing for sure. LRHC. And these real estate ones are doing something crazy right now. MDRR. This one looks like a shell company, but it looks like it's curling up really good right here. MDRR. Medalist Diverse. Let me see. Yeah, it's definitely that company. It looked like it was running up. It did the last 2 days. It ran Thursday 8 to 1231, and then 1160 to 1271. It's at 1230, and looks pretty damn good to keep trying to move. So keep your eye on that MDRR. That one looks really good right there. Keeping an eye on that one. Medalist Diversified RET. MKZR, Mackenzie Realty Capital. This one's down there getting curled up, trying to get set up here. So MKZR. There we are. And yeah, this thing's trying to set up, guys. So keep an eye on good old Mackenzie because his realty company looks pretty decent to get set up. And then NEN is New England Realty Associates. And this one almost looks like a crazy shell company or something, but it is running up there and looks pretty crazy. So I would keep an eye on that. NEN, if you like them kind of looks. I don't really particular. Actually, it looks like it's pulling back. Don't mind that. It was running up there. These two, I'd have to look at it. Both the charts look completely different for NEN. I don't even like when the charts look like that, so I would never mess with that one anyway. But like I said, I just went totally random and opened up these things. OHI, this one looks good. Omega Healthcare, and this one's getting set up, guys. Their earnings are coming up on the 5th, so they have them on Wednesday, and this one looks really good. OHI, keep an eye on this. That one's going up for sure. You can see that one moving. OHI, and I'm just jotting these things all over the page right now. And so, yeah, that one looks really nice. OHI. So keep an eye on that. And NTST, let's look at this one. That's getting in that channel. It's been running up here. It's just kind of basing, but trying to set up for that next visit up. So NTST, yeah, it is. It's just in that channel. So that one will run around a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that down the road. OUT, Out Front Media. And let's look at it. Let's see how out front of their media they are. Or that one's curling up too. I was going to say, I wonder if it's like one of these companies that's going to be out of the business because a lot of media companies probably them woke agenda ones are definitely not going to be doing well. And like CNN and stuff, they're already axing people left and right. And anyway, this one, Outfront Media, this one is in the channel. It does look like it could roll off the MACD. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow and see what it wants to do. PKST, Peakstone Realty Trust, PKST. And this one's going to get set up. It's over top of it, over the MACD right there, PKST. But I don't think it's just yet ready, but I could be wrong because on here it looks like it could curl off at any moment. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And another one I just happened to open up, PW. We already looked at it and it looks great right there. So keep an eye on that one. RDFN, I'm familiar with this one, didn't even notice it. Redfin. And it's pulling back, but it's going to set up, guys. Keep an eye on this one, RDFN. Yeah, let it pull back a little bit there, and that'll be a really good one to watch right down the road. RITM, this one's been running up, and it could. I would watch for it to pull back. It's already been run up there before it runs up some more. RYN, this one's getting set up. Their earnings are coming up on the 5th. And let's see what RYN is up to here. It's just pulling back a little bit, nothing too crazy. And like I said, they have their earnings. I think it's going to get set up there. The channel is where it's at, 2614. And it can come up to that 2741 area. And that's RYN. And SGD is Safe and Green Development. And this thing is getting curled up right there. Could have bottomed out there on Thursday right there at 147. It's at 156. And SGD is looking pretty nice. It did run up there on Thursday. What did it do? 157 to 233, and it came down to 147. And so it ran up and then came back down, and it's set up on Friday, 167 to 184. It closed at 156, and it's looking pretty good right there for SGD. That's another one to keep an eye on right there, SGD. And let's see what else is happening here with SPG. Simon Property Group looks like he's getting set up too. And that's on the 4th. So that is Tuesday. They have their earnings. SPG. And it's in that channel getting set up. I bet it'll look good right after earnings. That's for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that one. SPG looking pretty good. And let's see what STRS is doing. Stratus Properties. And this thing's curling up and looking good. It bottomed out, looks like on Wednesday. It was at the 29th, maybe. Yeah, 29th. And it looks like it's going to get moving up here. And that's STRS. Stratus Properties. It gets over this 20 right here at like 1950. It's at 1929. It's going to get ripping. So keep an eye on STRS. It looks pretty good. And STAG is good old Stag Industrial. They have their earnings coming up on the 12th, which is next Wednesday. And it's just bouncing around in that channel, getting set up. So we'll look at the old Stag. TRTX, we're almost done our real estate ones. I just rattled off a ton of them. And TRTX, let's look at it. TRTX, let's see. That is called TPG Refinance, I believe. Hold on. Where'd I go? Oh, here it is. TPG Refinance Trust. That's exactly what it is. And it's trying to get up into that channel right there. It looks like Friday it actually did 846 to 856 and closed at 850 and is looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that bad boy right there. TRTX looking pretty decent at the end of the day. It looks like TRTX. And let's see what I had next here is VRE. Let's look at, oh, this one's getting set up, guys. So keep an eye on VRE here. Various residential. It went 1582 to 1599. It closed at 1594. It's going to get into that 20 in that channel. Literally has to get like the 1597, say. It's like right there in the 20s up here, like 1686. So not looking bad for your VRE. And you can see it getting set up. Just watch for any dips down into the 1530 area. And then if it dips down there, just watch if anything comes down lower in the 15s, why it gets set up. But it is getting set up right there for VRE. I'll keep an eye on that one as well. VRE. And let's look at XIN here. And this one is a China real estate company, and it's hitting that MACD. It's got a good solid base, it looks like, trying to run right here. Let's see if it's trying to actually move. And the 20 and 50 are meeting up. I'd have to look at this tomorrow. It could be pulling back, though. I'll have to look at it. And WY is Wirehouser or something like that. Wirehouser. Anyway, this one looks like it is trying to set up that 50 and 20 you're moving. Has earnings. It just had earnings on the 30th, and I guess they look pretty good. I'm not sure what they look like, but WY it is, and it does look really good, guys. It went 3083 to 3095. It came down to 2988, but it closed at that 3089. So it closed up a little higher, and the 20s meeting that 50 and pushing it up. And I would say it does look good. And their earnings are on Tuesday or Wednesday on the 5th. And there you go at oh wait, no, that's Symbiotic. What am I doing? I'm lying. Their earnings, what happened to this thing? What I do? They already had their earnings. I'm just lying. I clicked on Symbiotic and told you their earnings are coming up. So yeah, Symbiotic's earnings are February 5th. WY just had their earnings on January 30th, and that one is looking good though, that WY. So it is trying to get cruising back up. It's built a base up here in the $30 range and looks like it wants to push a little higher there. So there you go with a bunch of real estate ones. And like I said, they're looking kind of crazy. So keep your eye on them bad boys because that whole sector's setting up just like them prison ones for whatever reason. Well, we know why they are, but whatever reason the real estate ones, I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and look at crypto real quick. We can do this pretty quick. It's pretty brutal to look at tonight, huh? Um, Real fast. Actually, Bitcoin's back to 94,000 and Ethereum's back to 2,500 and the Solana's at 195 and Doge is at 23. I mean, they got smoked today. Cardano was down to 64. It was down, it was like at like 99 cents or over $1 the other day. I mean, it's insane what they just got done to them. Let me go ahead and look at the app real quick. I'll tell you what's going on here with crypto world. Let's see. Bitcoin is 94,300 and some dollars. And let's see. And that is that big wick right there. And I do think it's going to try to get bottomed out. I mean, it came down all the way to the 30, so I don't think it's really going to be down here much longer. I think within the week we're gonna see these things bouncing right back up, guys. So if you aren't in crypto before and wanted a good dip opportunity, I think you just saw it. Ethereum got smoked. And remember we were saying this the other day, like how Ethereum just didn't look good and yeah, it just was getting pushed down. Well, it got pushed down all right. It got straight out smoked. I don't know what they did in Ethereum besides just be completely greedy and just wreck that thing. They were the big runners last time. They had the big jump up on everybody. Everyone was using the network, and now everyone uses Solana, all the meme coins, everybody. I mean, Ethereum costs you like an arm and a leg to do a transaction. It takes forever. I have no idea what they did with all their money besides put it in their pockets, but yeah, what a disaster that coin is. So yeah, Ethereum just not a great one anymore. It just got beat out by Solana. Solana's at 196, obviously a huge pullback. It came all the way down to like the 180s or lower, it looks like, and obviously hit that 200 area. So we're gonna have to work back through that channel and get cruising again. and we'll see when they want to get moving. Obviously, it isn't going to bounce back completely tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, Solana's all the way down to that 30, so it could try to start bouncing. Cardano's back to 65. I mean, just got slaughtered down to that 200, almost like it never even ran yet. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Doge back to 23, guys, and that's down to the 200. Remember, we were talking about how Doge was like right there. That 50 was above it, but curling down. We needed it to jump up for them to get moving. Well, guess what? Or they could get pushed down. Well, they definitely got pushed down there, huh? So I would say we were looking at it, and it's exactly what happened. Chainlink's at 1769, and that one took a huge dip down all the way down to that 50 or 200. I mean, so a ton of them just got destroyed today. Here, I'll look at HBAR USD and see what that one wants to do real quick. Let's see. Whoop, I didn't want to do that one though. That was, hold on, HBAR USD. Here we go. Coinbase. There we go. Yeah, that one took a huge dip too. It's like it was under 22 cents at one point. It was down to like 17. Yeah, under 18 cents right there. HBAR. That one got destroyed down there. What else? VELO USD. Let's see. That one's way down there too. That one could pull back a little bit more. I'll keep an eye on that, but it did have a nice dip like everything else. FIL USD. Let's look at that one real quick here. And that one took a nice dip down to 323. So, I mean, everything has just took a huge dip right there, and they got absolutely destroyed. So, that was crypto today, and that'll be the market tomorrow, I'm sure. So we'll be watching that probably happen in the morning. I'm sure that's going to be happening. And Ethereum's too slow. Fees are too high. Bye bye. I agree. Laptop travel. And Elon Musk is hosting his first ever Doge Spaces live session at midnight. That is correct. So thank you for that reminder because I totally forgot about that. And, so yeah, I do want to listen to that bad boy, and so we'll have to look at that. Let me go ahead and do the spy real quick, then bad boys, and then I'll wrap up with what you guys want to see. And then maybe we'll do some good tweeting why Elon's talking tonight. I'll hop on and listen to that and have a little fun. I'm probably not gonna hop on a Spaces at midnight. It's a little late to be talking and just rattling things off. I even thought about earlier. I was like, do we want to push the show back and go into it? But I was like, nah. You guys can just listen and I'll just tweet and have fun with it, and we'll see what he says. It's gonna be interesting. All the crazy spending that this government's had. I can't wait to hear about it. So that should be a fun one for sure. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for that reminder because I tweeted it out earlier and completely forgot. So here we go. We'll look at the SPY, the big caps, real quick. We'll see how they ended on Friday. And obviously, I don't think they're going to open up looking pretty tomorrow. So let's go ahead and look at them real quick. SPY, that did come down, and for a reason. I mean, these things were coming down, and we'll have to see. I have a feeling you're going to be down in like the 580s, maybe even the 570s. That's where your support lines are. Your 20 and 50 are meeting up. If it can hold itself at 595, I'd be impressed. Let's put it that way tomorrow. So we'll just have to see. We'll be on at 7 a.m. You know that, and it'll be an interesting one. Apple was pulled back, and it had run up there really well, and then obviously came flying back down there, and it looks like that could come back to the 220 area real easily tomorrow. And let's look at Amazon here. That was up, but it was hitting that resistance, and I have a feeling you're coming back to at least 227. You're at 237, so we'll see how bad these things get crushed down. But if they look like anything like crypto and everything else, they might get crushed. Google did cross through, looked pretty good there. Has that support at 202, but I don't know if it can hold it there. So we'll have to see what Google looks like in the morning. Definitely got a little more bullish and started to curl up there. So that's GOG and Meta. META, this was running up there, but I think Zuck's topped out and he might have to come down. So I think Zuck might be coming down a little bit. So just watch for Meta to be pulling back is what I would have to assume. And Microsoft, I would think that this one's going to be pulling back some more. It did a little bit on Thursday and Friday there. So I have a feeling Microsoft might be pulling back a little bit more here, and you'll catch a good dip. We'll see how far, if it can come down to that 390 area. That would be pretty wild from that 415, but we'll see if it can do it. And Nvidia, that one doesn't look too healthy either, does it? So I have a feeling that's got to come back down a little bit more. And yeah, not only did the deep seek take us out. Now the tariffs are really going to destroy shit. So definitely a double whammy right there between them two. So Nvidia coming down, it looks like, and Tesla was setting up. It was up a little bit, and we'll have to see. I'm telling you what, Tesla is earning. I don't think the earnings were bad, but it's setting up to run. So what I could see Tesla trying to run tomorrow, to be honest with you. So keep your eye on Tesla. It's the only one that looks like it's halfway decent right there. I'm not gonna lie. And let's look at our AMC and them guys real quick. AMC, um, pull back a little bit more. I think it might have a week or two to set up, maybe like 2 weeks, and it'll look much better. What's that U up to? Unity. That one's gonna be pulling back. And GME, GameStop's pulling back, and Chewy. That one, I didn't even realize. I thought I had another week, and I'm glad I didn't. My expiration was on Friday, so I got out on Friday, and it was probably perfect, guys, because it does look like it was trying to get cruising, but I could see it pulling back right now. It just came right out of the top. It poked its head up there. It should have ran higher, but you can tell it's going to try to pull back a little bit. We'll see it. We'll see if it runs higher. No big deal. I mean, like I said, I was expiring anyway, and I had a nice gain because, like I told you, that thing was setting up, and it was running from down here at like 35 or something like that, 34. And so, yeah, I ran that bad boy. It had a bunch of them, so they were a good one. And so that was Chewy. And like I said, that was looking good, but I did sell my options on that one. And Netflix is up a little bit, but I could see this. It looks like it's trying to curl up into that top, but I could see it trying to get crushed tomorrow. Yeah, I could see Netflix coming down tomorrow. And let's take a look at that AVGO. They were bouncing back up, but I have a feeling, I don't know if they're really ready. I have a feeling they could be bouncing back down tomorrow. They were hitting that 20 up there. I have a feeling they can come right back down into the right back down to that 50 area, which would be like 209 for this. We'll have to see what it wants to do in the morning. I'm not exactly sure. I can't really tell. MU, let's see. And this one looks like it still has. Whoa, what am I doing? This one looks like it has a little setup to do, and it was looking pretty good the other day. Again, I have to look at these tomorrow. I can't even tell. I was looking at some of them earlier. And these semiconductor ones are a little bit tough. They do want to set up, but you can't tell if they're going to pull back tomorrow. TSM kind of looks like it wants to run up there tomorrow. So, and not on mine in the after hours, it did pull back. I know it was looking pretty good. It was sitting on a support line, but looks like it did pull back there. So TSM may have to come back a hair. SMCI, let's see. American companies, so you would imagine these ones are probably going to be looking a much better, especially with tariffs going on. So keep an eye on this. It does look like it's trying to curl up there, SMCI, so we'll keep an eye on that. AMD, another one, was looking great. I'm telling you, that setup was beautiful. Their earnings are coming up February 4th, which is Tuesday, and it's sitting on the line right there. We'll have to see. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day for sure for AMD because it was setting up perfect, and we'll have to see if it pulls back right there before them earnings and what's going to happen there. So I'm going to be watching AMD tomorrow to see that one. And QCOM, that one's been cruising up and it still doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. We'll have to see what it wants to do in the morning there. QCOM and Intel INTC. This one, like I was saying, the chart changed around a little bit and it did curl through coming down. We'll have to take a look at it in the morning and see, but it does look like it could be pulling back there for Intel INTC and PayPal right here. That was pulling back the other day, and I think it might have some pullback. Their earnings are coming up on February 4th, which is Tuesday as well. So we'll watch PayPal, but it does look like it could pull back a little bit. And Snow, that one was up. And remember, I told you this thing's getting bullish, guys, and been looking good. So SNOW DSW's been looking great right here, so keep your eye on Snow. And Dell, Dell. Let's look at Dell. Down $1.75, and this one's just a little bit of pullback, so I could see it pulling back a little bit more tomorrow as it tries to set up. And again, they're trying, so who the heck knows? And I think after this big disaster today and tomorrow and next few days, I think we will get set up. PLTR just continues to go up, guys. Are you glad he's never shorted this thing? Because it definitely wants to go up a little bit more right here and reach some more highs right there. So PLTR and good old Sophie. This one is sitting right there. I was looking at it. This one actually does look like it wants to pull back for the first time. So Sophie could be coming back down a little bit. We'll look at it in the morning and see. But PLTR definitely looking good right there. And Mara, that one was pulling back, and I can assume that it's going to pull. I'd assume it's going to pull back pretty good tomorrow with the way crypto looked. And Riot was looking decent, but that's going to be pulling back, I'm sure, as well. So yeah, you're going to have some pullback there. I can almost guarantee that with the way the crypto looks today. MSTR. That was trying to get set up, but I have a feeling you might get this down here at like 230 something because there's a support line down there and it could get rocked tomorrow for MicroStrategy. And CLSK, this one is trying to set up, but I think you're going to come back down into the low 10s, maybe even lower. So keep an eye on Clean Spark for a dip right there. And Coinbase was looking good on Friday, and they do have earnings coming up, and then it just pulled right back. They have earnings February 13th, so next Thursday. And I have a feeling Coinbase could be getting crushed on tomorrow back down here to like 280, maybe even lower than that. And it was looking pretty good. Like I said, it tried to run up there, got up to that 304 area, and then boom, it just came down to 291. So we'll see if Coinbase can bounce back. And then DJT, this one is trying to get crawled up here. So it's kind of amazing that this one's starting to look a little bit better, to be honest with you. So keep an eye on DJT because that one's looking a little better while the rest of the market's getting crushed. And good old fun, like I've been saying, this thing's getting set up to get fun again, guys. So let me just see what it looked like. Yeah, it looks like it's setting up to get really, really fun. So we'll keep an eye on it. And that mountain, MTN, let's see what they did. Good old Val Resorts. And it was down just a hair, but it looks like it's really setting up here. So it'll be interesting what happens with this one in the morning as well, because that one was trying to get set up. And McDonald's MCD, this one is just getting set up. It's probably going to have a little pullback as it sets up. And Boeing, this one's getting set up. It looks like it could be pulling back a hair as well real quick. So we'll see if it comes back down. Look and see if it comes into the 50 at that 167. I have a feeling it's going to come down to that 173 and even lower. So yeah, look for it even lower than that. And like I said, at that 160 area for Boeing. And like I said, these things just look like a disaster happening. SPCE, this one actually came out of the basement and went flat. So I don't know what it's going to do. Coinbase is at 264 overnight. What was that? It was at like 290, right? So yeah, there you go. It's at 264. I'm saying, checked out that 240 area. So just as I was mentioning, and yeah, these things are going to be a disaster. I'm telling you. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and see where it's at. But space, like I said, that one was trying to curl up there and look a little better. We'll see if it tries to move. It's actually looking much better than it did, and the rest of them look terrible. So who knows? Rivian's trying to it's just kind of pulling back here. They have earnings coming up, I think the 20th it is. So they're in a few weeks from now. And I don't think Rivian's just yet ready. So we'll look at it. And IBM, this one did that huge pop, but it's still at the top. It could continue to run up there, guys. So keep an eye on that IBM. And I was telling you that thing looked pretty decent before, and it did get a nice pop going. Disney, this was down a little bit, could pull back a hair right there. DIS and Oxy, OXY, this one's coming down. I don't know what happened to these guys, but the oil and gas, just that came way down to the bottom. And ExxonMobil, the same thing. That one came dipping down pretty hard as well. And Nike, this one was running up there. It did pull back Friday. I think it might pull back and set up some more, but it is up. And DXYZ, DXYZ. Let's see what that one's doing. DXYZ. And that is that Destiny Tech 100, and that looks like it might be pulling back. So watch for it at that 50 and maybe even lower than that. And there you go for our big caps. And like I said, they could be a disaster. And Trump Media is down 29.70. So that's even down in the after hours. So yeah, everything's getting crushed here. The QQQ, Luis Rodriguez just said getting close to support at 500, currently at 503, so it could be a good entry for the bounce. I agree right there. So yeah, let's keep our eye on that QQQ. It does look like it's trying to roll off that MACD. Luis Rodriguez, I have to agree with that. And CLF, what's that one right here? CLF at Cleveland Cliffs. That's a steel company. And it's in that channel right there, CLF. Let's see. It could get set up. I could see that laptop travel. Just watch for it to bounce around back down to this like 1010 area. And CLF, I could see that getting set up right there. Yeah, I could see that getting set up for sure. And that's a U.S. iron producer. Netflix is down overnight. Down like $18. It looked like it was pulling down. Lucid, let's look at that RD and see what's up with LCID here. Lucid Group. And that one's actually trying to get set up, to be honest with you. Let me take a look. Yeah, I would say Lucid's not looking too bad, guys. So we'll have to look at that. Let me jot that one down to keep an eye on it. I know we're watching it there for a while, LCID, and then it ran up and pulled back, but definitely not looking too bad there for LCID. So we'll have to take a look at that one, see if it gets set up. USAU is that US Gold Corp. And let's see. That one looks like it's kind of pulling back there. USAU. And yeah, it looks like it's pulling back, but could get set up to bounce back off that 20 and 50 are going to meet up, but it is going to pull back right there. So that's what I think about that one. And ABNB. ABNB is Airbnb, and it's down 62 cents. They have earnings coming up February 13th, which are next Thursday. And let's just take a look. Let me see what it's doing over here. ABNB. It crossed over, but I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to pull back. That's what it looks like to me at the moment for ABNB. And Cold, let's see what COLD is up to. So that's American Cold Realty Trust. And they have their earnings coming up February 20th. And it was just kind of running in that channel. It looks like it could pull back just a hair, but getting set up to run. That's what it looks like to me right there, laptop travel. So I'd keep an eye on it, watch it come down to that 29.50 area, and then try to get back moving again. So that's COLD right there. And let's see that. Oh yeah, we're gonna somebody. Let me write this down. The Elon at midnight. Gonna forget. That's how great my memory is, guys. I'm telling you, it's pretty bad. So, and there you go. And let's see. Yeah, we have to see what this is up to. Let's look and some of the realty ETFs. Yeah, we'll check some of them bad boys out. We'll look at them. And then MSTR, we looked at all that stuff. And then them guys, that CONL, that's going to be your Coinbase long. So that's down. And yeah, these things are just getting hammered down here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Let's see. Let's look at the SOXL. That's even down like 11%. So like I was saying, it's hard to judge them semiconductors, but they do look like they're pulling back there. So we'll have to see what's happening right there. And here's SGMO. That one chart's a little crazy right there. So we'll look at this and let me see if you guys left anything else. Let me see NUE. Let me see that one. Luis Rodriguez, NUE, Nuclear, whatever, that steel company. I remember we looked at it. Weren't they like merging with somebody or something? And I remember talking about it before. NUE, let's see. Yeah, that does look like it's pretty good. So I would say some of the steel companies are looking decent, huh? NUE. That looks good right there. X is United States Steel. I know that one. And that one's looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that. X, NUE, and DEC. Let's look at DEC. DECK, Decker's Outdoor. This one took a huge dip down there, and we'll watch for that bounce. Actually, I remember we didn't we look at this, that footwear one, DECK. We were looking at it for like that bounce or something. Yeah, it did take a nice dip, so we'll look for that bounce. And CLS, let's see what a Celestia or something like that is doing here. And that's curling up real good. They just had earnings, and that does look good. CLS. Let me see. CLS here. I could see that one with some momentum right there, Luis Rodriguez. So I'd take a look at that one, CLS. Keep an eye on that one in the morning, guys. That one doesn't look bad. And CXW was that other prison stock that I was looking for, Core Civic. And like I said, we're gonna keep an eye on all them bad boys right there. Let me see what else is going on. Anybody else wanted to see anything? NIVF, that one got smoked the other day. We were talking about it already, and it's in the basement. I'm not so sure that's bouncing right back out. And ADTX, this one actually, still running that basement, but not looking bad still, guys. So we'll have to look at this ADTX tomorrow. Maybe it can get moving as the rest of the market gets crushed. So keep an eye on it. It did try to curl up a little bit, that ADTX. So keep an eye on that one for sure. We've been watching it for long enough, so it's no sense in not looking at it. And let me take a look. NVDA, we looked at in the video. RGTI, let's look at it. RGTI. Drew Ski wanted to see it. RGTI right here. That actually doesn't look bad, but I'm not going to lie. Tomorrow could be a totally different story for them guys. So we'll have to see again. They're really hard to tell. It was trying to curl up. It looked like it has that good momentum. 1249 to 1458. It closed at that 1323. It did look good, but I'm not so sure that it can get moving. QUBT, let's look at them. These things do kind of look set up though, guys. So we'll have to look. I'm not so sure how they're going to run tomorrow. And that's them quantum and the computer hardware, QBTS. They were all starting to look pretty decent on Friday. I know I went through them and was checking them out. And now with the tariff stuff, who the hell knows? But that could help these guys because they're all U.S. companies. So you have to keep an eye on that. And Q2UM, that's the Defiance one. We'll have to see. Like I said, I'll look at these bad boys in the morning and see if they want to start moving there. But yeah, a lot of these are the U.S. ones. The QTUM was looking like it wanted to come back down. How about that IONQ? What's that up to? That looks pretty decent to try to set up as well. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on them, computer hardware and the quantum guys. So we'll take a look at that stuff. And that's good, Drewski. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let's see. Um, Let me see what else is going on here. Let me look. I think we got anything. Let me know if I missed anybody. Post it up. I'll go ahead and look at the news and stuff like that. Let's look at Elf and see what Elf is up to. It's not even Christmas, and what's Elf doing? Good old Elf. Whoa, this is way down. Good old Elf Beauty. And they have earnings coming up on the 6th, which is Thursday. And yeah, that might be a really good one to keep an eye on. Luis Rodriguez, that's for sure, because that's beat down there. And that could be trying to bounce off. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Let's see what else is going on here. Let me just take a quick look and see. Let's see. LYT, Stock Authority. He hit me up. He said India stocks like LYT. I guess it is. I don't even know where it's from. I never looked. LYT. Let's look. Yeah, United Arab Emirates, and they could be the beneficiary of all the tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, guys. So something to think about right there. Good heads up there, Stock Authority. Appreciate that heads up right there. And let's see what else is going on. Let me see what's that about. The Netflix. Let me see anything else. Let me look. CCJ. What's that doing here? CCJ. Camco, that looks like it's coming down for sure. And CEG, that's that energy one. Constellation, that's pulling back. And OKLO, I can't even talk. OKLO, that one's pulling back down 11% overnight. So yeah, they're all down 5, 11. Shoot, everything's getting slaughtered, guys. So expect a beating tomorrow. I would say that. And that's for sure. I can't imagine it's not. We got all them. Let me go ahead and look and see what's going on the stock twits and stuff like that. AEMD. Let's see what that's doing here. Um, it's trying. It's it's trying to set up here. AEMD. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not so sure it's going to cross through that MACD right there. Thai trader. It's over to 20, but it's coming up onto that MACD, and it's in one of them spots right there where it could bounce off, and it looks like it could. I'll look at it in the morning, but I have a feeling you might get a little pullback, and the next time it tries to curl up will be when it pops through. So just take a look at that in the morning and see if that's what happens there. That's what it looks like real quick when I look at it, and I'll look at it. AEMD. Let me jot it down real quick. AEMD. We'll take a look at that. And like I said, let me just look. I'll look at the FinViz, tell you what's going on. China factory activity growth slows in January. I don't know what that's all about. Trump imposes sweeping tariffs on U.S. trading partners, and stock futures plummet after Trump imposes sweeping tariffs. Dow futures drop more than 450 points after Trump hits U.S. trading partners with tariffs, and Dow futures tumble, oil surges, and after Trump tariffs and self-delusion in markets or whatever. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty good bloodbath tomorrow, guys. I can probably assure you that. I'll see if there's anything even looking decent right here. I doubt it just because it's going to be hard to tell for tomorrow morning. Ford is trying to get set up, but I don't think it's ready. And that Walgreens is coming down again. Um, that CYCN, you can take a look at that one. It's a biotech company. Wasn't looking too bad. And yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I'm not gonna lie. That TNXP still looking pretty decent too. You keep an eye on that one and see if that's trying to curl back up. It looks like it might be trying to TNXP. So we'll take a look at that and see what that's up to. You got it, Thai Trader. No problem for that. And let's see what's going on over here on Stock Twits. Let me take a quick look, and I'll give you a quick ETF 500 rundown. Bitcoin Spy, Ethereum, QQQ, MSTR, Ripple, Sheep, Doge, ADA, and the SPX are all trending, and they're all red as can be. So nothing to talk about there. That's for damn sure. I can promise you that. And let me just take a quick look over here, and I'll tell you what this is up to. Oh, what's the chart doing? Let's see. Oh, our ETF 500. Let's look. Is the chart going to come up? Let's see. Here we go. Come on. And it is at 0.012, so it's down there, but guess what? It's probably looking better than most crypto right now. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see if it can keep that base down here. Obviously, everything got sold off today, and it's still not even that down, considering you see the 8 straight days of run up, and you're not even halfway through it. So that's a pretty good hold up right there. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the coins are being held up there. So that's a good look. So if it could keep its base right here, obviously we wanted it at that 2 cents, and then after today, with Solana being down that far, everything's a disaster. So nothing you can do about that except watch them dip and honestly pull back a little bit. That's all you're going to do. And I think they're going to be bottoming out, and then you're going to see something crazy happen. And so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it does look like something crazy in the works. So we'll keep an eye. We'll be watching everything we do. We know always what's going on. I just gave you basically what's going to be popping tomorrow, even though the market's a disaster. So we're going to keep our eye on the realty companies and the other guys and the prison ones and stuff like that. And so yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, and you keep an eye on that TNXP. It's not looking bad right there, so I would take a look at that. It does look like it's trying to roll back up. It ran up, pulled back, and now it's trying to run back up there. So we'll take a look at this stuff in the morning, see how it's going to open up, what's going to happen, and let me know what you guys want to look at in the morning. So there you go. I think that's a good Sunday night. Don't forget, Elon will be on at midnight for that Doge, and that'll be an interesting one in an hour and 15 minutes. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll be tweeting away, I'm sure. If I stay awake for it, I'm definitely going to try. And yeah, I want to hear what he has to say because that's got to be insane, I'm sure. So there you go, guys. What a wild, wild crypto day it was. Big, big sell-offs, crazy dips, and the market's going to get crushed tomorrow. Just you already know that's happening. It's happening in the over hours or the overnight, and it's going to be happening tomorrow too. So it's going to be an ugly one, guys. But guess what? Them ugly ones are great opportunities to hit the bottoms and ride them up and catch some great, great profits off them. So there's always great opportunities. So we'll check them out and see what's going to be popping, and we'll try to nail them and trade them smart. And that's all we can really do right there with that kind of sell off because it's going to be a wild day. Possibly look at some puts tomorrow because they're going to be going down. So there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you just want to see anything in the morning. You know, we'll be back at 7 a.m. We'll have our Jolie's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns. We'll look at crypto, see if it looks a little bit better. Hopefully, it can be bouncing back a little bit and slowly get back up there and start moving again. So it's going to be not going to bounce right back in one day, that's for sure. And then we're going to watch the market get crushed. So who the heck knows what's going to happen tomorrow? It's going to be wild with these tariffs. They're definitely not going to help things out. Let's say that. I mean, maybe long term they might, but right now it's going to get crushed. So we'll see what's going to happen. Prices may have to go up too, I'd have to imagine, unless they have something going on in the works where they're going to try to get these tariffs worked out. So if not, they're just going to keep retaliating against each other and making prices go higher, and crazier shit's going to happen. And it's not going to help us. So hopefully that gets worked out real quick because it's a big, big impact for sure. And we'll have to take a look and see what's happening tomorrow morning. You know, we'll be running through the market and seeing what's going on, and we definitely find what's going to be popping and everything else. So there you go, everyone. Greatly appreciate everyone hanging out. As always, Laptop Travel, thank you for everything. Doge Mama, 9 Profit Logic, John Wong, Jay Kratz, Luis Rodriguez, RD, Ty Trader, Kimmy, Alicia, Zach. There was a bunch of people on there, and I appreciate everybody hanging out as always. So, like I said, come back 7 a.m. We'll be checking out the market, letting you know what's going on, what's going to be popping, and see what's happening there. So, have a good night, everybody, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. So, I'll see you guys in the morning.